I think I'll call this one When Good Sam Goes Bad, or the true side of Good Sam, the bad side of Good Sam. That sounds pretty good to me. This is about a 2019 Coleman Lantern series manufactured under the name of Dutchman by Keystone RV, located in Indiana. Sold at Camping World, Wood Village. Direct contact that I had was with a Mr. Stone. Hey, Mr. Stone. Remember me? Before I go any further, I want to say that I've been diagnosed with Asperger's for quite some time now. So if I say certain things that would be considered offensive, it's just because of a mental health issue that I have. So let's clarify that now. The problem began with well, the salesman applied the confirmation through his professional experiences that this BMW could pull this RV. Okay, that in and of itself is, well, if you have any common sense, well, you understand the fact that this little bitty thing right here cannot pull this monstrosity. And by the way, it does have a weight for the trailer inside the door. It does not have it on any of the paperwork. It does not have it on the temporary vehicle registration license that I'll include here in a little bit. And it just gets worse from there. A friend of mine I know from the service purchased this on July 27th and began having problems within about 3 days, and that's when we got into contact with the trailer. They told her, they were talking about, well, come out and look at my car, and I don't have a trailer hitch. And so a gentleman, from what I gathered from the service department, came out and inspected the vehicle and said that yes, if there was a long line for service such as this for an installation. However, if you purchase a trailer, we'll get you right in. And so upon being further deceived by the salesman, she purchased, first-time buyer purchased very, very, not only manufacturally decrepit from Keystone, we'll get into that, but ethically incorrect as well. It's just non-doable, and there will be more information regarding why and where the liability lies within this. But so anyway, so she buys the trailer, she goes back to the service guy with the same car, the same thing that he said they'd get him in on, that he looked at, knowing the type, make, and model of it, because he said, sure, we can get you in there. And told her that they could not put the hitch on because it was a BMW, and that she would have to go to the dealership or something equivalent to the dealership. So she went to U-Haul and had it installed, along with electric brake system and all of that. I think it was $750 out of pocket, again, because of what the sales and service professionals guided her with. So we're going to stop right here for a minute.
State 30.900 product liability civil action defined. as used in Oregon State 30.900, product liability civil action defined, to 30.920, when seller or lessor of product liable. Product liability civil action means a civil action brought against a manufacturer, distributor, seller, or lessor of a product for damages for personal injury, death, or property damage arising out of number one, any design, inspection, testing, manufacturing, or other defect in a product. 2, any failure to warn regarding a product. Or 3, any failure to properly instruct the use of a product. In general, states follow a stream of commerce theory regarding liability for defective products. This means that anyone in the chain of distribution, including the retailer, can be liable for a defective product. The retail store that sold the product does not also have to be the manufacturer to be held liable in a defective product lawsuit. Because the retailer is a part of the distribution chain, the retailer may be liable for the defective product. Most states follow the theory of enterprise liability, where anyone in the chain of distribution who profits from the sale of the product can be held liable for damages caused by defects with or without knowledge of the defects. As a first-time buyer of an RV, I went to Camping World because of their reputation. I did not have a hitch for my vehicle to pull an RV, so I went to the service center and got one of the workers to walk out to my vehicle with me and show him what kind of car I had and to tell me what kind of hitch I needed and how I would go about getting that installed. He said that there was quite a backup on having hitches installed unless I were to purchase my RV at Camping World, then I would get right in. Well, after purchasing the RV, I went back and then was told that the type of vehicle I had, they could not install the hitch and I would have to go take it to the dealership.
Prevalent issue is the door. It doesn't hold the holder. The holder won't fit with the awning down. Craftsmen with wonderful craftsmanship. Just for the record, it's brand new. It's a 2019. Hadn't even put a tag on it yet. Visual. This is the center eye right here. It comes up this way. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit. And when you come straight up, you'll notice that the eye right here, is in front of the hood. See. Here's the drop of the hood. Here's the back of the eye. Okay, front burner, eye. Let me show you what it caused. This is the sticker that turns on the light, which burned out, by the way. Here it is. Even so hot it melted the plastic right there. You can see that. That was second night, third night, something to that effect. Okay, but the heat from the front eye, even with the extremely noisy exhaust fan on, melted the sticker right next to the warning label. Perfect. Show the connection that ties in the LED lights across here, right there close to the first time the awning was extracted, it separated that, so it severed the connection. Why it's hanging like that, well, that's that wonderful craftsmanship, you know what I mean? And that just adds to the fact that with the awning out, you know, you can't shut the door, you see? It won't attach to the door holder down here, which, to take it a step further, you can see how the door is actually curved. It bows so it doesn't even seal off right here. You can actually see it. The door itself is bent. That would be it straight. That's it, how it stands. Manufacturer's problem again. The door itself has issues closing no matter how level you have it. The speakers, worthless, but look at the caulking job. A professional did that, man, without a doubt. That's professional work there. And again, the speaker is not even seated properly, and it's supposed to be waterproof. So I would imagine with that other wonderful caulking job done right there, boy, look at that. That is quality and professionalism at its best. From Craftsman, don't you know? That is caulking. That's all from the manufacturer. And the leak, it's not raining that bad right now, but it's a trickle from the cover awning. It comes right down. The floor creaks and we couldn't figure out what it was. Now remember, this is brand new 2019. The nails didn't even hit the wood for this cover to the heating system. The light fixture above the too short queen size bed is off center by about 3 inches. The bed itself is too small for the mattress to fit on it. It slides off and hangs over about 4 inches. Caulking is non-existent around the sink. I would imagine that would be a place I would prefer to have caulking, considering the fact that there's water and moisture damage could not be resisted simply because there's no caulking there. The bathroom and tub is the same. And see, once again, here's wonderful craftsmanship. Don't you see it? And now this would have a lip behind this. Again, look at the wonderful craftsmanship. Don't you see it? Let's get it up close. That's from the factory, every bit of it. Gobbed up in there. Look at this. Okay, this is a shower tub. It's not supposed to have cracks in it. The caulking, again, look up the wall. Professionalism. Done by your craftsman, don't you know? I mean, look at it. It's yellowing out already. It's less than a month and a half old. Look at this. That's definitely unacceptable in the head of a travel trailer, RV, or anything else. Look at the wonderful craftsmanship. That's from the factory. Okay. Look at this. That's the covering coming off of the wood. Look at this, tape. Look at the crack at the ceiling. Okay. The mirror, you can't even see it without standing outside. But again, look at these unions in these joints. Boy, those are professionalism at its best. There's a gap in the wall right here because it's bent. You can see that. See that? Oh yeah, here's your light switch. But to turn on the exhaust fan in the bathroom, you have to step over into the tub and hit this button on this thing that moves. Look at that. Watch it. You got to turn it on, the whole thing moves. Quality, and let me tell you. Fridge. Look. This whole thing moves. Again, is the unions and the joints. This is the trim for this drawers and cabinets. Here's another one. Look at that. Boy, that's amazing is a good word for that. Look, there's an 1/8 of an inch gap in that. This is a panel that covers up gas lines and probably water and other things, which is attached to the refrigerator system. But again, you can see the quality work and pride they took in creating this one. The professional unions between the ceiling and the piece of trim that's supposed to hide these types of mistakes, you know. Just another fine upholstery job here, right here on the corners. The gap, it's not even sewed in, it's not even screwed in straight. And then it's at an angle to boot. Quality. Coleman lanterns, Dutchman, RV, Indiana, Camper World, Mr. Stone, hello, Hood River, Oregon. These are manufacturers' mistakes. We haven't even talked about the super lube in the discharge from the black water yet. Here's an inside view of the crooked door where you can see daylight through it. I mean, you see. Now, I would imagine a screen door is to keep insects out, but I just really don't see how that's gonna be what actually takes place. There's a 3/4 of an inch gap right there where the door is bowed. Look at it from the side here. I don't know if you can see it in the video. I can put my thumb in it, in the gap, and see daylight through it. See? There's the outside right there. You see the outside? You see the gap? And then it closes up where the door comes back into being a straight door again. Real quick look at the finishing upholstery, the wood, and the mattress on the bunk area, bunkhouse.
Turn on video. Videotape it.
Yeah.
Pull it out of there. Alright, so here we go. Okay. This is real time photography. I'm gonna post this on YouTube. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. Alright, my magnet's going through. There it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to unbolt the other side, but at least you can see what we got going here. To the recipient of this video is there is a metal kind of can. Get up close, man. Make sure you got a good view of that. What did you guys drop in this can when you were installing this work? So we'll unbolt the other side and then we'll be able to drop it right out. So you're all good.
It's not a Coca-Cola can.
No, some kind of... So I've unbolted the valve back here, the gray water side. I can flip this out, pull the lines out, and that looks like some kind of metal because I got to use a magnet. So we got a can of power lube.
Wow.
Oh,
It sure
and a
worked.
bunch more shit.
Oh, there it comes.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this valve was real.
Okay.
On that side.
Thanks. Coleman.
Okay. I'm gonna get in there and take a picture when you're done.
Super lube.
Can I keep the can?
All right. All right.
Next to the southern coast of Italy is the island of Malta. The country has a unique history, was established for the first time in 5900 BC and then passed through a succession of rulers over millennia, including Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Spaniards, French and British, until obtaining the independence in 1964. With such a long history stretching back thousands of years, Malta is known for its splendid ruins, historical monuments, and ancient sites, but one of these places stands out, a mysterious underground complex that contains many enigmas and oddities that remain unresolved to this day. The place known as the Hypogeum of Hal Safalini, or simply the Hypogeum, was found by accident. In 1902, some workers were digging cisterns in an urbanization in the city of Paola when they made their way in what appeared to be an immense chamber of some kind. This camera seemed to be part of a larger structure that had sat there in the darkness away from human eyes for a long time, but for some reason, the workers decided to cover up their discovery, which means that the true extension of this strange place would be discovered until later. When it became known that there was a mysterious subterranean complex of unknown origin right there, just below the city, archaeologists rushed to swarm over it, and soon it would be one of the most important and interesting archaeological discoveries of the century. Dating back to 4000 BC, it was and still is believed to be the oldest underground complex in the world, and here there was a Neolithic structure that housed temples, sanctuaries, altars, immense labyrinths of tunnels that meandered in the dark, and chambers, all minutely cut directly into the surrounding rock and sewn with innumerable objects such as statues, figurines, pottery, stones and clay beads, shell buttons, amulets, axe heads and many, many others. It was already a mystery who had built this place, how it had been hidden for so long, and why it was crowded with thousands of dead, but these were not, by far, the only mysteries that were waiting to be discovered in this darkness, forgotten in that place. One of the most known mysteries of the hypogeum is the discovery of numerous very anomalous skulls scattered among the many remains found there, and discovered in what appears to be a sacred well adorned with statues of a goddess. The skulls in question immediately attracted attention because they were abnormally elongated and larger than normal human skulls, and later analyses showed that some had some kind of mysterious genetic anomaly, while others had evidence that their skulls had been intentionally forced to make them in that way, similar to a practice among priests in ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, and South America. Some of the skulls are very strange, showing an inconsistent pattern of, and in one case a complete lack of cranial tissue, a line through the skull that denotes the fusion of the cranial plates, also called median fossa, which are the skull plates that are separated in childhood and then come together in adulthood. This disconcerted the researchers who observed them, since there is no known genetic abnormality or mutation in humans. Most of the strange skulls also showed evidence of having undergone a mysterious surgical procedure, with 3 small holes punched in the head for unknown reasons. These strange skulls caused great speculation at the time, and still do. Why did these individuals have these mysterious elongated skulls and what was their meaning? One of the previous ideas was that these remains represented a new race of humans or a new mutation, while others suggested that it had some religious implication or that it was a kind of status signal. There was also the idea that these could have been settlers from Egypt, where the elongation of the skulls was a documented practice, or they were descendants of an unknown Maltese tribe or a lost civilization. Other more distant theories maintain that these are the rest of old extraterrestrial or interdimensional travelers, whereas others say that they were attempts to improve the psychic abilities, or even that they were the rest of the displaced population of the lost continent of the Atlantis. Other peculiarities of the hypogeum have also been discovered in recent years. For example, it has been found that the cave consistently produces sound frequencies that fall within the range of 110 to 111 Hz, which is known to have physical and mental effects and is too consistent to have been an accident. It is believed that this place was specifically chosen and designed for this purpose, and that it served some purpose still unknown to these people or beings. With its air of mystery, unclear origins, unidentified remains, mystical features, and otherworldly skulls, the Maltese hypogeum, which managed to remain hidden from civilization for thousands of years, can contain many of its enigmas for thousands more. If you want to know more about this news, subscribe, and do not forget to leave us your comment below.